How would you introduce Bud to the world?
This little guy has been through more than anything that you and I or anybody else will probably experience in the short time he's been alive. But he endures, he's a fighter, and he never gives up.
How old is Bud?
He is 3, he'll be 4 in June. He was not born this way. He is a victim of child abuse. So, however, he's overcome and he's a fighter. And so with what he has, his situation, he seizes quite often, as you can tell. So we balance that with medication, and he has lots of doctor visits for that.
Do you have any estimation of how many seizures he has in a day?
It's really hard to tell and how to count because there's so many. And some days are more frequent than others, but there are multiple. And he'll have multiple at a time, and sometimes they will go for a few minutes, and then sometimes they're quicker. But even when he's having one for a few minutes, it seems like a long time just because of you don't really know what he's feeling and he can't tell you. So
When he was born, he wasn't experiencing any seizures?
no, he was a normal little boy when he was born up until probably 8 months. He was a normal little boy. And, see, I'm still waking up a little bit. He was, and I've seen a video of him crawling around, kind of jabbering, talking, so up until that point.
Do you know if it was one incident or repeated incidents?
We know of repeated. The final one is what sent him to emergency care, which was when he was, I'll say, very life-threatening at that point in emergency care. And that's when all of this began because of the damage. Yes. Oh, and here we go. We're having a little seizure now as we speak. So we'll just take a minute, and it takes him a minute to come through that. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay, buddy. Yeah. Should I do it again?
Yeah. Okay. Goodness.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It's okay. Yes. Yeah. It's okay.
When he was having the seizure, I saw you grab something. Can you
Yes.
explain what that is?
Yes, actually he has a plate that had to be installed, and so this is basically a magnet, which will actually, when he has those, it will help activate the plate. The plate stays active and it senses when he's having them, but this will help with that too, so it promotes it.
What's it like for you when he has a seizure?
Well, I get very anxious. His mother does very good with it. I get very anxious. I want to fix him. I don't want him to feel like that. My mind automatically goes to what's he feeling, what's he thinking. You just hope they're short seizures, and sometimes they're not.
Hey, Roro.
Hey,
How are you today?
good.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Play on my playground back there.
What do you like to do on your playground?
Swing and play.
What do you like to do with your brother?
Show him some toys.
What does he do when you show him some toys?
He stares at them.
Is there anything that makes your brother special?
'Cause sometimes he smiles at me.
How do you feel when he smiles at you?
Happy.
Can you explain to me who you are in relation to Bud?
I'm his uncle, of course, first and foremost. Oh, there we go. But I like to think I'm one of his very best friends and very best protectors in the world. I feel like it's a feeling that I can't explain. I don't have children of my own. And honestly, I never knew what love was like until these 2 kids taught me what love was for a child, which has been amazing. And so I think we have a special bond. Matter of fact,
How would you describe what love is for a child?
protection, security, providing for what they need, And especially in his case, just making sure that he gets everything he needs.
I want to provide some context for the viewer here, and feel free to add anything onto this. And that context is that Bud and his bio sister Roro were adopted into a very loving family with a mom, dad, and uncle. And you have been volunteered as the advocate for the day.
Yeah.
Because it's a very emotional topic, and everybody thought that you may handle talking about it the best.
First of all, I'm very pleased that they felt that I could do that. I'm very pleased. Anytime I'm invited into his life, it's a blessing for me. I enjoy it just because, like I said, the love that I have for these kids is just, I can't explain it. I use the phrase when I talk to people about him and Roro, they adopted us. We didn't adopt, they didn't adopt them, they adopted us. And so I love that piece of it, that we need them. And so it's special.
Before we started this interview, you were making amazing art. Do you want to show people the art you made? Here. You're very talented, so you should show it off. Do you like making things like that?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you do art?
Happy.
Did you ever make anything for your brother?
I draw something for him.
What kind of things do you draw?
Hearts.
That's very sweet of you. Why did you choose hearts?
Because hearts means love.
How much do you love your brother?
100%.
Tell me about the bond between Bud and his sister.
Oh, that bond is amazing. She loves him, and you can just tell, and he loves her. He can hear her voice when she comes into a room, and his head just turns. He's looking for her. So we had her probably about 18 months before we were able to get Bud. And so, and the amazing story here that I really want people to know too is he was there in the hospital. The social workers immediately went to my nephew and his wife, who, with no question, took off with him. They sat with him, and I honestly think that the love he felt, kids need touch. They need attention. And I think the love that this little guy felt gave him the will to go on, and here we are today, because he's a miracle. A miracle every day. The system failed him, and I could talk to you all day about that. They failed him because he should not be in this condition today. My nephew and his wife was offered the opportunity, if it would become available, to take this child when he was born. And while his sister had been taken out of that home, the system allowed this child to stay in that home. The system let this happen.
They wanted to take him right when he was born?
My nephew and his wife? Absolutely. They absolutely did. And even, you think about it, just to tell you what kind of people they are, they wanted that because they knew they didn't want him in that environment. Yet 8 months later, they're called to come where he's in critical care. They didn't bat an eye. I can remember my nephew called me and saying the condition he was in, didn't know if he was going to make it, on a ventilator, resuscitated. And I can remember him saying, and I'll tear up with this, and I said, my first concern was, how are they going to take care of him? And he said, we'll make it happen. There was never a doubt. And so that love, I feel like, put the fight in this little guy to bring him through. And he's the reason that him and Roro are safe today and in a loving home. So God has a plan and God has a purpose.
Do you have any insight as to why the system prevented them from being reunited when he was born?
Well, I don't. I don't have an explanation for that because I know the conversation was held. That, would you be willing to take him? And they immediately said yes. However, the system allowed the family to keep him when they knew the conditions that they had moved his sister out under. None of that makes sense to me. I mean, I realize you want to try to keep families together, but is that really the benefit of the child? I don't think so.
What type of emotions do you experience when you think about that?
Anger.
Do you talk to your brother a lot? What do you say to him?
Hi, bud.
We want him to have interaction with others, with other children, with other adults, because that he likes that. He loves people. He's a very friendly person. And, you know, it's just like I said earlier, kids love attention. They love love. They love the touch. So, yeah, it's very inviting.
If somebody wants to come up and be Bud's friend, what should they do? What should they say?
I think just like how you've done with him today, we need to just come up to him and just say, hey, how are you? And just start a conversation with him. And then those little eyes just follow through. And maybe he can't speak to you, but his expressions, he knows. He knows.
Hey, Bud. I'm so happy I get to be here with you today. Is it okay if I give him a pat on the shoulder?
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here with you. My name is Chris, and I heard that you're an amazing person. I heard that you're a lot of fun to be around, and it makes me really happy I get to be your friend today. I can tell just by sitting with you how cool you are, and how smart you are. And it makes me really happy that I have a friend like you. You're the best. How do you bond with Bud?
Oh my goodness. Well, all I have to do is see him, and my bond starts immediately. I go to him, and I like to think that he sees me, and I think he recognizes me. I think he recognizes my voice, and it warms my heart. It just melts.
Does he like when people talk to him directly and interact with him?
He does. Yep, he does. And you know, I believe that he hears, I believe that he sees, and I believe that he knows. But there's one thing I do know. He knows he's loved. There's no doubt in my mind he knows he's loved, because he can hear my nephew or his wife or his sister Roro. He can hear their voice, and that head just starts going, because he knows he's loved, and he loves his little family.
When you were talking about his abilities, you said you believe he can see, you believe he can hear.
I do.
You believe. Do the doctors tell you what they believe?
When he was early on, a local neurologist here basically said, there's nothing in here. He doesn't see. Well, clearly he was wrong, right? Because I believe he can see. I don't know exactly what he sees, but just like when you talk to him, he looks at you, he gives a little smile. He's a smart little guy. I mean, they're wrong. So yes, I believe.
And I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, because that's what friends do. They share information. 3 of my favorite things are my dog. My dog is named Gizmo. And you know what? I want to show you a picture of my dog. So let me go get my phone, and I'll show you a picture of my dog. Do you want to see a picture of my dog? I'll go get the phone now. I did notice when I said hi to Bud, he looked me right in the eyes the whole entire time.
Yep. And he does. He knows. And I think that's very important, and he loves that attention. So, and that's what we want the world to know, is just he's a person just like me and you. He is, matter of fact, he's a teacher, I'll say, because honestly, if you want to learn what joy is, if you want to learn what love is, spend just a few minutes with this child and you'll know all about it.
Here she is. Here, let me zoom in. Do you see her smiling really big? She's a silly dog. How old was Bud when he came into this home?
He was 8 months.
Did you meet him right away?
I did. They brought him home on Thursday. I was here on Saturday. Didn't know what I was going to meet. He was sitting right here in this floor in a little carrier. And that is when this little boy took my heart. I got to hold him and I got to play with him. And me and him have been buddies ever since.
How big was he at the time?
Oh my goodness. He was about half the size he is now, and just thin, kind of frail, but he's grown and he's just blossomed, and he's very well nourished and taken care of.
It's hard to fathom that a person could be violent against a child, yet alone a baby.
Right.
I just can't grasp it.
You know, I don't think about that as much because it's very sad. You just have to think, I can't grasp that either. And I'm thankful that we can't. Because I think that the people that do that, they couldn't have a right mindset. It'd be like the same cruelty to an animal, right? They're helpless. They can't defend themselves. He couldn't defend himself. But yet he was in an environment where this was allowed to happen to him. So I'm just thankful we can't relate to that. You just, honestly, you pray for people like that because they have to live with it. They have to know what they did.
Are there any resources to stop violence against children before it happens?
I think the agencies, like the children's advocacy agencies and so forth, I think they try to promote that. But I don't think there's a lot of resources to prevent it before it happens. And that's the sad thing.
Hey, Bud. Hey, Roro.
Hey,
How are you guys doing today?
really good.
I have a really important question for both of you. Are you ready for the really important question?
Yeah.
If you could meet either a mermaid or a unicorn, which one would you choose?
100% mermaid.
Why do you choose a mermaid 100%?
Cause I like them.
Does Roro know about Bud's story?
I don't think she knows it in detail yet. But that time will come. Yeah, that time will come.
Now I can tell Roro that you're pretty awesome, and I can tell that your brother's pretty awesome. If I want to be friends with Bud, what should I say to him?
Do you want to be my BFF?
Hey Bud, do you want to be my BFF? Was that a yes?
I think so.
I think so too, and I'm really happy we're BFF now. So what do BFFs do together?
They usually play a lot, and they hold hands.
Another thing I love is music. I love listening to rock and roll. Another thing I love, the last one I'll share with you, is volleyball. I love playing volleyball. I love watching volleyball. It's my favorite sport in the world. Would you mind telling me a few of Bud's interests so I could talk to him about it now?
Yes, he loves his Tony box.
His
Tony box? Do you
what is a Tony box?
Oh, I'll have
You can go grab it if you want.
He likes his Tony box of cars, and he likes looking at balloons.
What does he do when he looks at balloons?
He just smiles at them.
Now we have this amazing Tony box that you love. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Is he excited? This is so exciting. Is this one of his favorite songs?
Yeah, he likes all those songs that she sings.
Can I turn it up?
Yeah.
Me and Bud listened to his Tony box together and he really liked it. Do you guys ever listen to the Tony box together?
Yeah, and sometimes I pick some people for him, and when the ones that he likes, he likes them.
How can you tell if he likes somebody on the Tony box?
'Cause when he likes it, he smiles at it.
What is your biggest hope for Bud's future?
My hope is that, okay, so every day, and he's progressed every day, he's a miracle. My prayer for him is every day is I want him to laugh. I'd love to see him eat a piece of pizza, some ice cream. I'd love to see him get up and walk, but you know what? That day may not happen here, but it'll happen but he was progressing every day. So as long as I know he's making strides, like he is just holding his head up, moving his little legs and moving his arms, and just when he gives you that smile, you know everything's okay. And he is okay.
What's your favorite memory with Bud?
Me and him swinging
Why do you like swinging with your brother?
because he likes it.
Does Roro interact with Bud a lot?
She does, yeah. She knows he's there. She stays close to him, and she will just go by and sometimes just give him a peck on the head and give him a kiss.
What do you think when you see that?
It makes my heart smile. It makes me happy because I know that she will always take care of him. I believe that.
Imagine you're walking down the street and you find a magic genie lamp. And a magic genie comes out and says, "I grant you one wish." What would you wish for?
I have wings to fly.
Where would you fly to?
Dollywood. When we go to Dollywood, one time I went to two of its hotels.
That's really cool. I bet you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and one with, it's called Heart Song. It had a bunk bed.
I bet you had the best night ever. What does Bud like to do at Dollywood?
He likes to ride the train.
And I have to tell you, we are now officially friends because I showed you something that I love, my dog, and you showed interest. You were very excited to see it. And then we listened to one of your favorite songs together, and I was excited. That means we're officially friends now, and I'm happy we're friends. It's been so nice to meet you today. And I think you're amazing. And I'm very happy we got to spend this time together. Because you're really cool. And you're fun to be around. I'm enjoying spending time with you so much. Roro, I have to tell you that both you and Bud did amazing in this interview. I'm very proud of both of you. Do you want a grade for the interview? You both receive an A plus 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 plus. Good job. And good job, Bud. You did amazing. And I'm very proud of both of you. When people watching this video hear about Bud's story, what do you hope they think?
I hope that they think that they can help make sure, just like we want to make sure, that kids like him are loved, that they're safe, but yet, what can we do to prevent this from ever happening again, even to one more child? If we can help it to keep from one more child, let's do it.